looks like the domino effect just keeps on going. Recently, Anthony Rapp explained on why he exposed Kevin Spacey, the star of the House of Cards. Now, if you don't know what House of Cards is, it's a show on Netflix that takes place in DC and talks basically, covering the political parties of both Republican and Democrats, and it has a pretty shady story to it, but it's a nice show. But in the midst of all that, Anthony Rapp recently exposed Kevin Spacey's sexual advance at him as a teenager. Now, the actor is explaining why he decided to do so, and I quote from Anthony Rapp: "I came forward with my story standing on the shoulders of many courageous women and men who have been speaking out to shine a light and hopefully make a difference as they have done for me," he told People magazine. Now, this is clearly the domino effect from Weinstein's allegations, and I'll even say Feldman's, stance on exposing, these particular things in Hollywood. Now, like I said, Corey Feldman needs to just go right ahead and expose whoever is at the top doing what they're doing in Hollywood. Now, in the article, Rapp had also continued that or told People magazine that the 26-year-old Spacey invited him to his Manhattan apartment with a bunch of older people. He ended up staying in the room watching TV and realized that everyone had left. But when he tried to leave, Spacey prevented him from doing so. And so that you know, Spacey had recently made a statement on why he did what he did, and his excuse was him being gay, and all of a sudden he just makes the decision to become gay, which many of us have said that it is a choice. It isn't an intuitive, natural instinct to be gay. It's a choice. As simple as that. And this is proving it. And it also kind of proves that, the other case of, people that participate in homosexual activity also are some of the perpetuators of sexual harassment or pedophilia. Now, am I saying all of you do this, or have all of you been exposed to this? No, I'm not saying that. But there is a case that when people that are gay have a history of being touched as a young person, and in the midst of that, they become very confused, and they'll say that, I've been gay all my life, or something along the lines of that. But Rapp had also continued to say, "My impression when he came into the room was that he was drunk. He picked me up like a groom picks up the bride over the threshold, but I don't like squirming. I don't like squirming away initially, because I'm like, what's going on? And then he lays down on top of me. He was trying to seduce me. I don't know if I would have used that language, but I was aware that he was trying to get with me sexually," he said. Now, this just proves what a lot of people have been saying all over these years about the stuff that goes on in Hollywood. It needs to be put to an end. I mean, you're having these child actors like Anthony Rapp, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, a lot of child stars, even the child stars in the hit show Stranger Things. I believe it was one of the young ones that came out on talking about how they were being sexually harassed, and this stuff happens to the most vulnerable people in Hollywood. They mostly do this to young men, young women, and women. But it has to be put to a stop. This is why I'm saying Corey Feldman needs to come on out and expose these people. It's a domino effect happening, people. Now, at some point in time, Hollywood was going to get exposed, but right now is the perfect time to expose Hollywood. Hollywood's going to go down the drain anyway, because their revenue on movies, on big budget films, aren't really doing so well. They're spending, $100 million on films, but only getting a return of $60 million. They're not making big revenue on these movies anymore. So Hollywood is in due of a fall anyway, whether it's the movies themselves or it's the, devilish acts of people within the circle of Hollywood. Now, the thing is about all of this, it also shows that responsibility needs to be taken amongst the parents. Like, you have these parents who childs want to pursue an acting career, but the parents are seeing the cash signs and they don't take into account that of the safety of their children, and anything can happen to your child, but they're not taking that into accord. They're just saying that money signs, they see that bankroll coming in, and they don't really, at that point, they really don't even care about the safety of their children. Because I will have to question, Anthony Rapp's parents. Why in the world is he in a Manhattan apartment with all these old men? Shouldn't his parents also be there? But this is King Narrative. I'm out.